If you are going to be adding L&R buttons to your build, this is the video for you. If not, skip on to the next one. What I'm going to do is you need your 3D printed bracket. You'll need your 2 buttons, soft touch buttons. You'll need male headers, a 3 pin, chopped to a length of 3 pin, and a 1 pin. Also a piece of wire cut to length 40 centimeters. No, 40 centimeters, that's massive. 40 millimeters, 4 centimeters long. So we'll start with, you want to get your buttons, kind of straighten the legs out and just make it easier. Just crimp them along and then stick them in. They should just press fit in. You can use a bit of double-sided tape or a little bit of glue if you want to. But they're going to get pushed all the time, so they're not going to kind of come out of place. So you want to take, the way that it wants to orientate is that the small piece is going to be at the top. So that is, but this is technically the back piece here. So what I'm going to do is turn these legs, the middle 2 legs, as we're going to call them, turn them, and then we're going to just run some wire between them 2. The reason for this is the only way I could put the pie where it is, because of the amp. There's only 1 pin sticking up out through the gap for the signal, and then we're going to basically jumper on the other side. We've got the power, got the ground and the signal, so we're going to jumper the ground to the other side of the ground pin, and then that'll go to the ground. It just kind of saves board space. There was no other way to do it. That's the reason why this USB port is removed, because in the original board it was really close to it and I ended up removing it, and I thought that's not going to be, it's not exactly an easy thing to do. So what you want to do is these, you want to push, because the screen is going to go on the other side here. You see this white part here, this is where the screen edges, so these are going to go underneath the screen, so we don't want any of much of this, much of the pins sticking out. So you want to push, well, first you want to take the middle pin out of the 3 pin setup, because we need 2 pins. Let's pull that out, and then you want to get this, and then you want to push it so that the black plastic will slide down, so there's not much. I can't press against this. Can't press against the silicone to put this underneath. So you want to push that down so that the pin will just about sit through to the other side, so that when we solder it, let's have a look. So when we solder it, it'll just be nice and flat, because like I said, the screen's going to go to the other side of that. So once you've got it rested, if you weren't too worried about the other side, the angle, what we're going to do is solder one down, apply some solder to it, let that dry, let that solidify, and then we'll look at the other side. As you can see, it's not quite the angle. So what we're going to do is hold the other pin, not the pin that we're going to apply heat to. I'm going to apply heat to the back of the other one, and then we're just going to maneuver it into place. Once that's done, once it's quite nice and square, it doesn't have to be perfectly square. As you can see in most of the stuff, and as you can see, it's not perfectly perfect. And then we're just going to apply a bit of solder to the other side. And as you can see, there is very little sticking up. You can always just use your tip of your solder iron just to wick a bit of that away. Look at that. Just want to push this pin. This is the 1 pin one. It's a bit fiddly, this one. Kind of want to get your nail on the black bit and then just give it a shove down, like so, like the other one. So once it's in place, like before, just dab the solder, and then you come around, kind of see what kind of angle it's at. You can either be brave and use your finger, or you can use a pair of tweezers or something just to hold it whilst you move it. But nope. there it is. Like I say, it's quite a long pin, so the heat doesn't really propagate up that quickly. So if you are just quick, you can kind of feel it like seat, because of the black plastic will act as like a bit of a you know, like a seat to sit on. You see both of them are in now, and we can get this. We've got this at the back, don't forget, and then we can just slide this to the front. Oh, actually, we'll just tin the pins that we're going to need. So the one on the left, and then both these. You could always tin. Always just tin the top of these, really. Yeah, just be careful with this one, because obviously it's with these two here. It's not too bad because the other one is kind of holding it up, but the other one it's holding itself up. It's got no one to lean on. Right, so we will push it up hard up against them, and then you just want to apply a little bit of solder just to get them. You also can use I've made this the length of the PCB, so it should fit length to length, so you know where it kind of lines up. But you kind of line it lines up with the pins anyway. You kind of know, where everything's going to go. Once you've got one there in place, you can just dab a bit of solder on this other one. Don't press too hard on this one, like I say, because you're heating it up and you're going to end up moving the pin. But just you want it just enough to just make a nice contact. Oh crap. That's it, and then come back to this one. We'll do this other ground one. Important ground pin. And there we can just see they're all soldered down. Got good contacts by the looks of it. It's even at the back here. It's all round, looking pretty good. And there you go, there's the L and R buttons. Nicely in place.